Have you ever wondered what's the purpose of an envelope? Why would you? Unlike me, you have better things to do. But I wonder. At first, I thought it was to protect the letter, and then I thought it was for stamps and stuff. I couldn't get a clear answer, and so I asked my granddad, and he said that the purpose of an envelope is to get the recipient to tear it down and open up the letter. You see, many moons ago, when there was no email, everyone who lived beyond your 10-mile radius would write a letter, put it in an envelope, and send it to you in hope that you'd open it and respond. And I cannot help but think that even today the situation is the same. Envelope has been replaced by subject line, physical addresses by email addresses, and the letter itself by the body of an email. The goal, ask, way of doing things, everything is the same. It's just become more efficient, and with this efficiency, social media and host of email finding tools, everyone can now write letters or emails to anyone. There is an overload. Everyone is doing the same thing: to sell, to get a job, to network, or to ask questions. So in these circumstances, how do you stand out? How do you make sure that your cold emails are being opened, read, and responded to? That's what I'm going to talk about today. My name is Yash. I used to be an investment banker who started an IT agency, scaled the agency to a 55-people team that built SaaS, fintech, and e-commerce solutions. I now run ClientJoy, a platform that helps 4,000 agencies and 9,000 freelancers from 90+ countries grow their business and manage their clients. Welcome to the Agency Advocate. Over the last 7 years as an entrepreneur, I've had the opportunity to write a lot of cold emails to a variety of people. Of the responses that I've gotten, I've identified some patterns. Patterns amongst best performing subject lines, patterns amongst best structure of email bodies, and patterns amongst follow-up schedules. Let's talk about subject lines. The goal of a subject line is not to close the deal, it is to get the email to open. Well, actually, the goal of an email body is also not to close the deal, it is to get the prospect to set up a call. And the goal of your first call is also to not to close the deal, but to get a better understanding of your prospect. Closure of the deal can happen in second or third meeting. And so if you're making the offer right there in the subject line without any context in your cold email, they won't work. Think about it. When was the last time you opened an email from your bank that mentioned no credit issuance fees in the subject line? Compose your subject lines in a way that they pique your reader's interest. That's it. It should make them click. Here are 2 templates for writing interesting and engaging subject lines. Number 1, how to survive pain point, or how to overcome pain point, or how to deal with pain point. Right? The reason why this works is because the human brain is wired to avoid pain a lot more than it is wired to gain pleasure. Some of the examples are: how can your business survive recession, or how to overcome client churn, or how to deal with team conflicts. Everyone wants to avoid recession, client churn, and team conflicts. And so whatever it is that you are solving, create a subject line that talks about avoiding that problem altogether. Number 2, the fastest way to your solution. The reason why this works is it paints a picture in the minds of your recipients. It clearly talks about a goal that they care about, and that it promises to be the quickest way to get there. Some examples could be the fastest way to increase your social engagement, or the fastest way to save 1 hour a day, or the fastest way to launch a mobile app. I should also mention here that all of these subject lines could backfire if you start over-promising. Do not over-promise. Always under-promise and over-deliver. Now let's talk about email body. Treat your email body like a minimalist. Only the absolute non-removable items should be part of your email. Chisel your email body like an artist who's sculpting jawline of a king. Right? It should be sharp, attractive, and to the point. Another thing about cold email bodies is that they should be about the reader and not about you. Make it 80% about them. Visualize your reader nodding along while reading your cold email. Give them context and demonstrate to them that you have researched about them and that you feel what they have to say is important for them to hear. The other 10% should be about building your credibility and trust. So like testimonials, case studies, or recent work, and the last 10% should be a call to action. The last thing about email bodies is the fact that it should be simple. Jargons don't make you look credible. You see, jargons are for fools and for sci-fi movies that want to explain time travel. They should be kept out of email bodies just like an infection should be kept out of a wound. There is no debate. A good way to see whether your email body is simple enough is to get an older member of your family, read it and explain it back to you. If they get it, it passes the test. Doesn't matter whether you're a nuclear fusion scientist asking for a grant or a Coldplay fan asking for an additional entry pass. All emails are read by people and people do not want cognitive load. And that's it for today. I'm working on a free cold email course and once I'm done, I will be linking it in the pinned comment here. But I hope this has been helpful for you. If you learned something today, hit the like button on this video and let the algorithm gods know that something interesting is happening here so they can send in more people. If you still have open questions, do write them out in the comments below and I'll respond. I do growth videos weekly and if you'd like to learn from them, do consider subscribing and pressing the bell icon so you never miss another update. Until next time.